Hello, Dmitry here. I haven't talked to you in a while, but I have a few cameras that I'd like to review, and unlike some of the other people here, I don't just buy a camera and then review it in 1 or 2 days after I received it. I'd like to take my time, I'd like to use it in different circumstances, and then only after that I can render some sort of a intelligent opinion, if that. In any case, this is Sony RX100 Mark VI. And this camera has been out for a while, but I only got it early in 2019. And the reason I got this camera was mostly for concert photography. Let me explain. I don't really have a press pass, and I can't bring my DSLR to most arenas. I'm just somebody who enjoys music, goes to concerts from time to time, and I'd like to take pictures to preserve memory. They're for me only, I don't sell them, and basically this is what I wanted to do. And for many years I've been trying to find that one camera which I can bring to a concert, and something that is still good enough to take photos, but at the same time something that the people at the music arena where I'm taking the camera will actually let me come through with. And it appears that lately with most arenas, at least in the United States, they have that law that the cameras that are professional are not allowed, and small simple cameras are allowed. What they mean by professional, it's anything that has a interchangeable lens or anything that looks like a professional camera. Basically a camera that is larger, that has a lot of buttons, that has zoom lenses and such. What they think is not professional camera is something that looks like a little point and shoot. So with that in mind, over the years I struggled finding a solution that would work, and I bought Panasonic TZ100, which was the camera, the first camera with 1-inch sensor that had a serious zoom. While larger than RX100, it's still a pocketable camera. Unfortunately, TZ100 basically proved to be a disappointment in terms of picture quality for me, and it was also very slow to autofocus at the tele at the end of the zoom, which is basically where I was. So after I've taken it to a couple of concerts, the picture quality was just another disappointment. Eventually TZ100 just died because the lens on it stopped working. So I sold it for parts. The next camera that I got was the Nikon, and this is the Nikon P7700. It's a point-and-shoot camera that has 8x zoom, 28 to 200, 2.8 to 4. Unfortunately, it has 1 to 1.7 sensor, which is a very small sensor, but at the same time it can shoot RAW, and f2.8 to f4, f4 at 200 is not bad. So I've used that camera, 10 megapixel. The problem with it was that it's also kind of on the slow side to focus, and when you shoot RAW, which is what I shoot, it takes a sweet time. Each time you press a button, it takes some time for it to record it to the card, so you can't really shoot fast. But it's actually something that they let me in with. It was not ideal, but it was kind of a solution. But once I saw that the Sony announced RX100 Mark VI, which, as you can see, is a tiny camera compared to Nikon P7700, and it has a 1-inch sensor, and it has a zoom that goes to 200, 2.8 to 4.5, pocketable. I thought, this is it. This is my concert camera. It's clearly pocketable. Even with the little grip that I installed, it slides into any jeans pocket. So, and wherever you can take it, where you can go take it to any concert, and there's no way that somebody's going to stop you with this camera. This is basically looks just like point and shoot. There is not much writing on it. There is not that many buttons, and it looks like a point and shoot camera. So that's what I got after a while. I had to get some money because it cost $1,200. It's not very cheap, but once I got it, I took it to a concert. I took it to Kiss concert here in Los Angeles, and that camera proved to be a great concert camera, at least for my purpose. Right now, I'm going to show you some photographs that I took at that Kiss concert with this camera. I was sitting about 50 yards from the stage, and most of the photographs were taken at 200 millimeters. And the fact that this camera has a display that can be tilted was great, because I could shoot over my head and over people in front of me that were, some of them were taller than me and some of them were just standing on chairs. So I went above everybody, and it was great. So I took pictures and video. You can see I'm not really a video shooter, but you can see the result in another video I posted. But in terms of photographs, the pictures that I've taken, I've seen pictures from not this Kiss concert, but other concerts taken by full frame cameras from the pit, and I don't think my pictures are that much worse. But you'll be the judges. In addition to being a concert camera, because RX100 Mark VI, because of its phase autofocus, and which is pretty fast, it's actually not a bad camera to shoot action. Granted, 200 millimeters is not that awesome for, shooting birds in flight, but when birds get close, you can take some pictures of them. And the fact that it has 24 frames per second, which is mind-blowing, and I mostly use it at 10 frames per second medium speed, you still can get some photographs of birds and other animals, and the picture quality is very, very nice. What are the negatives? Well, the couple of negatives that I can think, for me at least, is if I want to use this camera just to take pictures at night, when I want to take it out with my family. The fact that the flash is this tiny little flash, and there is not a flash shoe, there's not a hot shoe that I can put an external flash on, means that this particular flash is not being used, and it's not very powerful to begin with, and that's one of the problems. And the other problems in the social settings, I do notice that as the light goes very, very low, the camera has problems focusing. It's slow to focus, which was not a problem at the concert, but it is a problem sometimes in social settings when I take it out to take pictures of my wife, my kid, and my friends. So for those social settings, maybe something like a smaller, like a small full frame camera would be better. Something like a newly announced Canon RP with a 35-1.8 lens, which is larger than this, but probably will be better for social settings. With that in mind, if you're looking for something pocketable that you can use to shoot concerts, or something pocketable that you can take with you during a day and also take photographs of your kids running or your birds that come close, this RX100 Mark VI is a great solution. It's pocketable. You barely even can say that it is in your pocket. It weighs not much, under 400 grams. I like it. I'm gonna take it out with me when I go on vacations. I'm gonna take it to all the concerts I'm gonna go, and for that I highly recommend it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below and I'll try to answer them. For everybody else, thank you for watching and subscribe to my channel.